Hi everybody, my name is Lindsay Smith. I am the food educator for the Hanover Co-op and I run our culinary cooking class programs. Right now we can't have classes, so I thought that I would put together a few short videos with some of my favorite recipes. So I know a lot of people are at home right now, they're cooking more and they're also snacking a lot. It's really important that you make sure that you get in some good healthy meals in there. So I'm going to show you one today that's super easy. We're gonna make a whole grain salad with jammy eggs and yogurt shallot dressing. Let's get started. First, we're gonna start with the yogurt dressing. This is super simple. It's what I call a back pocket recipe. So once you learn it, you can make it anywhere and use you can mix up the ingredients. So I'm gonna start with a yogurt, a Greek yogurt. You can use whatever yogurt you have on hand. If you're making yogurt right now, that's a great option. So we're gonna use a little bit, and in this bowl I have a shallot that's chopped up. This is half a shallot, so if you're not familiar, this is a full shallot, and when you take the skin off of it, there's usually about 2 halves. I've only chopped up half of it because I only have a cup of yogurt, so we don't want to get too crazy. We're gonna empty our yogurt into our shallot, mix that around. Excellent. The next thing I'm going to add is a bunch of fresh herbs. Now you can use whatever you like. I'm going to use a mixture of mint, so I've got some beautiful mint right here, and parsley. So adding fresh herbs is a great way to add a ton of flavor, obviously to add some freshness, but also if you're trying to watch your salt, if you add more herbs, you're adding a ton of flavor without having to rely on salt. They're also really good for your immune system, and we want to build up nice, healthy immune systems and digestion. So I'm gonna mix in a bunch of parsley and a bunch of mint. And then of course, we need some acid, so I'm gonna use half of a lemon. Now I've already washed and scrubbed this lemon really nicely. Make sure you wash your fruits and vegetables. And I'm gonna use one of my favorite tools, one of our lemon squeezers. The lemons go in opposite the way you think. Upside down. We're gonna get some nice, good fresh lemon juice in there. It's also going to thin out that yogurt, so it's going to make it more of a dressing consistency. Mix that up. And of course, I'm going to add some salt. So we're going to take not a giant pinch, but a chef's pinch. Salt up high. There we go. A little bit of seasoning and a little bit of black pepper. Now, here's where you can have a lot of fun. If you want to, you can add some turmeric, or you could add some chili powder or some dill. Use anything that you like. It's your recipe. All right, the dressing is done. That easy. We're gonna set this off to the side and let those flavors meld a little bit. On to the next piece, which is the grain. So today I'm gonna be using farro. Farro is a whole grain, which means it has the germ and the husk. This gives you more fiber, more protein, a lot more flavor, and I also like it because there's some girth to it, some toothsome. There's something to bite into. I like farro because it only takes about 20 minutes to cook, but if you don't have any, please don't run out and get some. Use what you have on hand. So you could use some wild rice or some barley, maybe some quinoa. Any of these will work, and if you only have white rice, you can use that as well. So for the farro, I cooked it up already, and I like to use the pasta method. That's the other thing about a really hearty grain like this. The pasta method works really well. And that means instead of, farro takes 3 cups of water to 1 cup of grain, I just actually throw in what I want to cook, which was about 1/2 of a cup of farro and a whole bunch of water. And then I just taste it as I go, and once it's done cooking, or where it's to the point where I like it, which is a little al dente, then I just drain off the water and I rinse it. So this is about 1/2 of a cup. If you want to make more, you can. It's great to make a whole cup or a couple of cups, and then you can throw it into everything. You can freeze it if you like, for those that are going to ask. But don't make too much. You know, cooked grains will last for about a week in your refrigerator. So make a little bit out of it. Make a little bit at a time. All right. So now we've got our whole grains. Next up is some salad. We've got some beautiful mesclun greens here. Greens are starting to come in from the local farms. They come pre-packaged, so you don't have to worry about it. I just have some grains or some greens here. We're gonna take the other half of this lemon, and I'm just gonna dress the salad with the lemon. If you wanted to, you could add in a little bit of olive oil if you wanted to add a little bit of some fat, but I'm gonna get that from the egg yolk. You'll see in a minute. I like to add a little bit, not much, but a little bit of seasoning to my salad. So also a great place. I have some leftover parsley. Might as well just throw that in there. Waste not, want not. Now we're gonna toss this all together. We're gonna get that mixed up so that salad is nice and dressed. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add in my grains. And I'll save this little bit of extra, maybe for my breakfast. Get all of that tossed together. All right. So we get some of that beautiful lemon juice, the salt and pepper. Now we're gonna build our salad. So this dressing is a little thick for these delicate greens, so I'm actually gonna put it at the bottom of the bowl. You all have watched Food Network TV. This is how they do it, the schmear, right? So we're gonna have the dressing down there. We're gonna top it with some of our beautiful lettuce. Make sure we get those grains out. And now the part that makes it super luxurious, will satiate your hunger, is the egg. I've already pre-cooked. I'm gonna use a 6-minute egg. All right. If that's gonna give me a nice runny yolk. If you want a harder yolk, cook it longer. But we've cooked these for about 6 minutes. I'm just gonna crack it. And then I'm gonna use one of my top 10 tools, that thin edge spoon. And I'm just gonna slide it in up underneath the shell, between the shell and the egg. There's a membrane. If I can get it in underneath there. It all just slides right off. Now when I cooked these eggs, I boiled my water. Once the water was boiling, I put the eggs in, I set a timer, and then I immediately shocked them. When I took them out, I shocked them in ice water. So, because I want to make sure I don't have any shell sticking to my egg, I am going to give it a rinse. This is going to go right on top. Here we go. Better ooze out. It's a little bit. Yeah, that's a jammy egg. You can see that consistency. If you can see it, that's kind of nice and thick. It's not too runny. And if that's too runny for you, cook your eggs longer. I think everybody's gonna have a whole bunch of hard-boiled eggs pretty soon. Here we go. We have a whole grain salad with jammy eggs and a yogurt shallot dressing. Thank you all very much. Stay safe, stay at home, and we'll see you again real soon.